Let's go to Taylor Whartonby. She is stationed out in Hunt. Hi, Taylor. What update can you give us from where you're at?
Good morning. So yeah, I'm in Hunt. We just passed through Ingram, not too far from here. So I want to mention, coming into Hunt from Ingram, just you get to see the amount of destruction from the aftermath of the flooding that we saw. So this was completely different just yesterday, and this is the aftermath that we're seeing. So I'm in Hunt where we are about a mile from the heart of it. We're right off of State Highway 39, and this is the Guadalupe River. I want to mention right here to my right just how strong the water was here yesterday. You could see the tree that was just snapped, completely snapped in half, and you have all the debris here as well as the one in the back of me. But I also want to mention, there's a mailbox that is right here. Could be from a nearby home, and just goes to show how strong those waters were. And I want to take you over here just to get a closer look at what looks appear to be a big block of cement rock. So I'm 5'1", and I just want you to get a glimpse of just how big and massive this is, and it's completely, very heavy. This was moved by the floodwaters. So I'm not sure where this came from, but just goes to show how strong these were here in Hunt and how aggressive it was coming through the area. I just want to mention as well, if you can see up there on the trees, that's how high these waters were getting, where things are just getting left on the branches up there. You can see just the complete destruction here in Hunt. When we were coming in as well, I do want to mention there was a piece of shed or a piece of metal that was stuck onto a tree branch that was pretty high up. It just goes to show again how aggressive these floodwaters were, and the aftermath here is just very devastating.
Taylor, we can hear the water rushing behind you even still. Can you and your photographer, can you show us how fast that water is still moving? Because this was kind of the epicenter of everything yesterday. This is arguably where things were worst.
Yeah, this is where things really got bad, and it just goes to show just the amount of destruction that is still here today. This is just a lot of debris. You see a lot of homes. I do also want to mention a lot of fences that were completely knocked down. These floodwaters were really strong here in Hunt. And you can, again, Jordan, you can hear the waters rushing through. They're still going. They're pretty strong here, as you can probably hear from my mic.
Taylor, where you're at on State Highway 39, that road is completely washed out where you're at. How did you and your photographer get there? Was it a different route than the normal? Because it just probably, as you guys were driving there, it got progressively worse.
I will say my photographer is pretty great at getting us where we need to go. So it wasn't too bad getting in here, but you just see the amount of destruction. We did hit some flooding areas, so we had to take it slow. There's still some areas where you possibly had the chance of getting stuck with your car. So we did make sure we took it slow. So you can see cars passing through, but again, they're going pretty slow just to be cautious, because you can see the aftermath of some of the debris still on that roadway. And then on the right above me, where you can see there's a crack inside the road. So again, that just goes to show just how hard hit this area was.
Taylor, I've been asking reporters to try and set the stage of where exactly you are, how far neighborhoods or homes are from you or businesses. Can you give us some perspective of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're about 5 minutes or so from Ingram, and about a mile from the heart of Hunt. We've seen some residential areas again, but they are pretty far spread out. We're not too far from some residential areas, but I did see them get hit pretty hard. A lot of debris everywhere. There are a lot of homes here that are pretty torn up.
If you weren't with us yesterday, Taylor was in Comfort, which is downstream of this. They had a little more warning that water was coming. Taylor, how is what you're seeing in Hunt comparing to what you saw in Comfort?
Definitely different today. In Hunt, just the amount of water, I described it yesterday as looking like an ocean, but we've seen the water go down significantly throughout the day. From here today, this is just, the water's flowing, it's still going fast, but today it's just really sad. You get to see the absolute destruction of these homes, and today is just a sad day just to see everything that the floodwater has caused for these areas.
All right, Taylor, thank you so much. That video is hard to watch. Stay safe out there. We'll check in with you in a little bit. And we wanted to show you some more new video sent in to us from Hunt. Much of the area, this is just from yesterday, much of the area destroyed. You can see the popular Hunt store damaged and the post office completely gone.
Representative Verdell talked about that a little bit. That is a staple place in Hunt, and he said that there is a chance that they'll be able to rebuild. There's still a little bit left, but obviously just devastating in there. It looks like these residents are in a golf cart driving around just looking at the damage. We saw a lot of that yesterday, especially after the heaviest of the rain moved through. Those trees just completely knocked to the side with the force of the water.
And during yesterday's press conference, the last one they had in the evening, right, the Texas Guard says they've rescued 237 people. 167 of those people were rescued by helicopter. Right now, they've got over 1,000 state partners helping in this rescue effort. Over 800 assets are being used throughout the state, boats, helicopters, high-profile vehicles. We've seen a little bit, just a portion of them, right, where Christina was in Ingram over at the City West Church. Speaking to Congressman Verdell this morning, right, he's saying, please do not head out to the area because it is very difficult.